Hey guys, today we've got a double public service announcement for you. Yep, that's right, we've got not one, but two major events we want to talk about. First, we want to talk about that S.978 bill. Now, this bill is bad news, and we should object to it because it's both broad and really unclear. But I'm not sure it's the world-crushing catastrophe a lot of people are making it out to be. So let's talk about what that bill's actually supposed to do. This bill makes it a felony to stream copywritten content for the sake of public performance if the value of the public performances exceeds $2,500, or the value to license the material in question would exceed $5,000. Okay, now let's parse that a little. First, to stream copywritten content for the sake of public performance simply means that while it's not going to be a felony to watch a stream of an episode of Game of Thrones, under this law it certainly would be to post the stream. Next, if the value of the public performances exceeds $2,500, that means people posting Minecraft videos for free without ads or any other way of making money off of it, they're probably okay. But guys like Total Biscuit who have to make money off their ads in order to host tournaments or keep servers running, those guys are probably out of luck. Then comes the big question, the third part. Or the value to license the material in question would exceed $5,000. What does that mean? Well, that's something that no one knows. Nope, not even the people who wrote the bill. You see, most intellectual property doesn't have a fixed license value. Licensing agreements are often done on a case-by-case basis. If you're wanting to license We Are the Champions for your soda ad, it's going to be a totally different deal than if you're wanting to license We Are the Champions to play at halftime in your arena. So this creates some very murky territory, and it's something that'll almost certainly have to be determined by courts if this law is ever going to be used on individuals. Alright, so overall, this law is unclear, limits our freedom, and drastically cuts into the creativity that open licensing has produced. Beyond that, it's completely draconian. A felony is pretty serious business. You get a felony in the United States, and they can take away your right to vote. They can prevent you from getting a license to practice law or medicine. They can cut you off from welfare. They can even deport you if you're not a citizen. Worse still, every job you ever apply for will ask if you've ever been convicted of a felony. And guess what? It's legal for employers to discriminate against felons in the United States. So pretty horrible all around. But despite all that, we're actually not that worried about it. Why? Well, two reasons. First, because we're not alone in this fight. While the recent Supreme Court case singled out games, this bill affects all types of media. Google will almost certainly have to fight this law because essentially it shuts down YouTube. The same is true for everyone from Livestream to Pandora and Turntable FM, although they might be protected under an exemption from the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Not something we have time to get into today. Long story short, a lot of money and a lot of heavyweight lawyers are going to be tearing this bill apart. Second, I'm pretty sure S978 is actually aimed at Mega Video and similar sites. At first, that $5,000 number seems like an arbitrary, relatively low figure. But there would be absolutely no legal difficulty in proving that Mega Video has displayed content that has a license value in excess of $5,000 and has made profits in excess of $2,500. There's pretty much no way they aren't culpable under this law. So while it would be a terrible thing to have this on the books, I'm fairly certain this law isn't aimed at individuals, or even the type of media that Justin TV does. That said, again, horribly worded, draconian law. We should fight it. We should definitely be writing our senators and informing our friends about the implications of this bill. I'm just not totally sold on the "it's going to end gaming" hysteria that's been going around. If you're interested, you can find a link to the bill's text and another link to a place where you can send an email protest in the description below the video, if I've done my job properly. Personally, I'm more concerned with the Protect IP Act, and we'd be talking about that if Ron Wyden hadn't already blocked that sucker like a champ. Go Oregon. So, on to PSA number 2, Operation Rainfall. For those of you not in the know, Operation Rainfall is a consumer-driven effort to get Nintendo to localize Xenoblade, The Last Story, and Pandora's Tower for North America. It's remarkably wide-ranging and well-organized for a consumer campaign. In fact, it's been a well-enough run campaign to force Nintendo to respond. Fundamentally, we applaud the effort. We would love to see consumers this passionate and motivated to open a dialogue with game publishers more often. Unfortunately, Nintendo seems to have spoken, and it's looking like the answer is no. Essentially, what they've said is that they simply don't view the Wii as a hardcore product in North America, and they don't place any value on the hardcore game consumer in this territory. Personally, I think that's a pretty big misstep on their part, especially since they've been touting the upcoming Wii U as a more hardcore platform. They're going to be needing that early adopter support soon, and this move hasn't won them any favor. Now, to be fair, all Nintendo said was, "We have no plans to bring these titles to the Americas," and it's possible that I'm reading a criminal amount into those words, but basically that's the sentiment I see written all over their response. Still, if you want to support the effort, you can find a link to Operation Rainfall headquarters below the video. Again, if I've done my job. Thanks again, and I hope some of that was useful or at least interesting to you. If not, well, there's always next week. I encourage you to check out those links, write your senators, and make yourselves heard. See you next week.
I stay on point every day. On the island. Gotta protect this place. Do it for my race. I'm just gonna creep. Stay knuckled up in a deep cut. And whoever want it, bring it. I don't care. We can do this. ice cap.